The business trip to China was a once-in-a-lifetime chance for Sarah, who had always dreamed of visiting Asia. Between meetings and sightseeing, she stumbled upon a small hidden market down a narrow alley. It was lined with paper lanterns, thick with incense, and buzzing with the low murmurs of merchants. It felt surreal, as if this place existed out of time. There, among dusty artifacts, Sarah's eyes fell on a unique doll. Sitting alone on a worn shelf, the doll seemed to gaze back at her, almost as if it had been waiting. It had a serene, almost sorrowful face, painted with deep blue eyes and long, dark hair. The shopkeeper, an elderly man with tired eyes, noticed Sarah's reaction and gave a knowing, unsettling smile.
"She is called Zhi Nv,"
he murmured.
"They say she carries the spirit of a tormented soul, trapped forever, wandering without rest."
When Sarah tried to laugh it off, the man's smile vanished, his gaze serious.
"Follow the rules,"
he warned.
"Never look at her at night, and don't let her be alone with you."
Part of Sarah wanted to leave the doll there, but she felt an inexplicable pull. She bought it and brought it back to her hotel, hardly thinking of the man's warning. Once in her room, she placed Zhi Nv on a chair near her bed and went to sleep, exhausted from her journey. That night, a strange thing happened. A faint, insistent whispering echoed in her room, like someone talking just out of reach. She woke up with a start, hearing words she couldn't understand. Sarah turned on the light, noticing that the doll seemed to be slightly turned, her deep blue eyes now staring directly at her with an unsettling intensity. Trying to brush it off, Sarah lay back down, but a chill ran down her spine, like icy fingers tracing her skin. The next morning, Sarah tried to dismiss the incident, but she couldn't shake the feeling of those eyes watching her. She carried the doll with her during the day, as the old man's cryptic advice echoed in her mind. But night after night, the same thing happened. The whispers grew louder, the voice seeming to call her name, each time clearer, each time closer. One night, driven by desperation, Sarah found a note tucked beneath the doll, written in hasty, jagged handwriting. 1. Never look at GV after midnight, under any circumstance. 2. If she whispers to you, do not answer and never ask what she wants. 3. Before you sleep, cover her face with a dark cloth. 4. If she appears in a different place than you left her, do not touch her. 5. Avoid mirrors. They may reveal more than you're prepared to see. At first, Sarah followed these rules religiously, pushing aside her fears. But after a week, she awoke from a nightmare, where Zhi Nv's icy fingers held her face, whispering, "Free me," over and over, until her voice turned into a scream that echoed in Sarah's ears. When she woke up, drenched in sweat, she noticed the cloth she had draped over the doll had fallen to the floor, as if it had been yanked away. That night, Sarah locked the doll in the bathroom, determined to put some distance between them. But as she lay in bed, she heard soft, steady knocking coming from the other side of the bathroom door. Each knock grew louder, echoing through the silent room until it abruptly stopped. Sarah gathered her courage, opened the door, and to her horror, found Zhi Nv sitting back in her chair, head tilted at an unnatural angle, eyes fixed directly on her. Then the doll whispered,
"Why won't you help me, Sarah?"
Frozen with fear, Sarah tried to escape, but a force seemed to root her in place. A shadowy figure began to form around the doll, the faint outline of a woman with hollow eyes and a mouth frozen in a silent scream of agony. The room lights flickered as the presence crept closer, chilling the air until Sarah felt it wrap around her, the cold fingers brushing her face, as a voice echoed in her mind.
"Free me, or take my place."
Terrified, Sarah grabbed the doll and bolted to the hotel lobby, collapsing in tears. When she told the receptionist her story, the woman gave her a blank, distant stare and said,
"You're not the first to go through this with Zhi Nv. Many have tried to take her, but she always returns. Her spirit does not rest for anyone who tries to possess her."
Panic rising, Sarah decided to return the doll to the market. But when she arrived, she found only an empty street. The market was gone. In the eerie silence, Sarah felt the cold weight of realization press down on her. She was trapped in GNV's shadow, cursed to carry the doll with her forever, waiting for the inevitable moment when GNV would finally claim her. So, next time you think about bringing something back from your travels, remember the things that linger in the shadows. Some stories are better left forgotten. If you enjoyed this chilling tale and want to hear more sinister legends like this, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And right now, there's another dark story waiting for you on the screen. Watch it if you dare. But beware, some things are not meant to be ours.